Hello folks, and welcome to a new Let's Play. Of all the games I have played, this is probably the most questionable decision of them all. This is Rings of Power, developed in 1991 by Naughty Dog Games for the Sega Genesis. Originally, this was apparently supposed to be a computer RPG, apparently, and instead the developers of Naughty Dog were like, you know what? Nah, screw that. Let's find something a little bit more popular to put this on. And thus they decided, instead of releasing it whatsoever for computer, they had released it for the Sega Genesis. And it's not going to take very long once we actually get into the game for you to see why this is a questionable decision. Now, this is the plot. I'm not going to be able to read that this fast. But basically, two gods, one evil, one cool. One called Nexus created the rod of creation to restore the world. He gave it upon each man, woman, and child and created the 6 arts of magic. And the demon Dick, known as the Void, wanted to bring that to an end. So he wanted to bring chaos instead. And he's got followers and Nexus got followers. Just know that Void bad, Nexus good. Our quest, more or less, is going to be based around the idea of getting these rings of power and recreating the rod of creation. And we play as a sorcerer named Buck. 500 years since the Cataclysm. Yeah, it's been a while since I've even played this. I've never beaten this. I've never even gotten all that far in this game. Let that sink in. Like, of all the games I've played, this one I've just never gotten that far in, even as a kid. But let's not spoil too much with more preview stuff. Let's see what EA has in store for us from this 1991 title. Oh boy. So we can go right into the intro again. I think, yeah, we can see the credits. I'm not sure what Citizens is. And we can continue. But we got nothing to continue from, so let's start our journey. The adventure begins. As usual, Dawn finds you on the path heading into town. Time to go to the academy. Master Thalmus, wants to see you. Now, before we go anywhere, I want to lay down some disclaimers. I am emulating this, because emulating from a Sega Genesis is a pain in the ass. On top of that, I'm also going to be using save states for this game, simply because when I die, it will simply just be easier for me to click a singular button. That and the saving system in this is funky. For one, you have to always manually save in the first place. Like, you gotta go in here, hit save, bam, done. Also, we can just right out turn off the music, which is a shame, because this is good music. And you might also be wondering, Dar, what is with this frame rate? The frame rate sucks. Nope. This game is always like this. And we can very much die before we even complete our first quest, I guess you could say. Like, if we're walking around here, if we stay on the road, less threatening encounters will happen when there are random encounters. But if we stay onto the grass, come on. Well, I guess the game is going to be a little bit nice to me. And actually say, hey, we won't sick a dragon on you. Now, I suppose that the most... Oh. Hey, sir. Alms for the humble beggar. We'll give you 50 gold. Will you give me 50 gold? My family was starved this winter without it. So... yeah, remember when I said that we can quite literally die before we even hit the first area? Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We can quite literally fight any NPC, but as you can see, we can also go down the line and talk about whatever the hell we want with whatever NPC. Their jobs, their classes, the city that we're in, anything that's related to our quests. If they are a shop, buy, sell, show, and we can show shit to people, be all like, hey, look at this plot important item. We can also bribe people. What this does is it can make it so as we can actually proceed with quests, or get more information, or lower prices in shops. And of course, we can just straight up fight everyone. And this is how combat is. Oh, 1 second. Why is it on auto? Dang it. So pretty much, when you start combat, everything's pretty much automated. Like, you can select the spells, and you can select how they work, but that's about it. And then everything else is just kind of, hey, you gotta wait for the game to do its thing. And we could very much die here, by the way. Like, it is 100% RNG whether or not Buck will be able to do as much damage or to hit certain creatures. You can die to 2 random beggars that are asking you for 50 gold pieces. Thrilling, I know. Yay, we captured 20 gold pieces from the 50 that we had before. Now really quickly, yeah, you can see we have taken half of our health in damage. Now, before we go any further, switch that off to manual. All of these are pretty well, not really self-explanatory. We can hit directional to change whether or not up is going to go to the up and northeast, south, west, or if it's going to go north. I like to have it so as it goes north, because that just makes sense. I'm actually not sure what diagonal does. Help turns off that, and that's it. I'm already questioning whether or not it's a good idea to be playing this game. Now, we can go through our inventory. There's different items. We do have to keep a lookout on our food and water. That pretty much helps us heal over time if we don't want to go to an inn. This is our symbol. Soul symbol is the sorcerer symbol. Papers, we have none. Well, we do. This is the plot. I will speak to you at the lecture hall at the back end of the academy. The different keys that we have, which we don't have any. And the rings of power, which we don't have any. Each character, and I do mean every character in this game, casts spells. This includes the knight, the archer, like martial classes cast spells. Just pointing that out. We can manually search stuff, and this just goes about and shows you, hey, here's the entire presence of everything in the room. No people, no items, no doors, no chests, no ladders. Cool, that's good to know. And of course, you can check out our map, but we don't have, and we must have a map in the first place. We can camp, which is pretty much a time thing. There is a passage of time in this game, and this does allow us to heal some. And every so often, the demon void will say bad stuff to us while we're trying to rest. Cool. Auto, thank you. So, and we can also go into pretty much every single house that you see here. The white, flat-topped buildings are usually general stores. Thatched roof cottages, while at the threat of Trogdor, are those that have villages in them. The church-like things are churches where you can get people resurrected. And the gray buildings down just to the left of Buck there is the guild halls. So you can actually go there and talk with your local sorcerers guild. And each guild has their own specific music. This is the one for the sorcerers. I apologize. Welcome. What do you spend your time doing? I, like most people in town, am loyal to the principles of the art of the mind. We believe that Nexus created sorcerers first, and that it is our responsibility to maintain order in this world. Unfortunately, the world is such a mess now that we have trouble even training new sorcerers. Even Nexus's priests have their problems. The Academy of the Mind is the greatest center of sorcery in the world. I have nothing more on that topic. Yeah, we can pretty much get some basic information about everything. But, you know what? Let's go ahead and indulge our Master Thaddeus. God, this music. And this is the Sorcerer's Hall. It's a pretty nice place. Pretty posh looking, lots of seating. Ooh. First though. Nope. Yeah, gold pieces. Fun fact, if you try to walk too much into a character, it will simply swap places with you, which can be annoying. Hello, Buck. How did you do in the examination? Anything related to my quest? The church is comparatively weak in Mine City, but we sorcerers are loyal to Nexus, and so there is little need for extensive clergy. Church of Nexus can be found on the north side of the main plaza. It's small but well attended. Most people, myself included, don't really believe the rings exist. The legends grew over time, as do all legends do. Good old information, hello. That's the talk button, Dar. Warn taken. Now, from what I have been able to discern, sorcerer spells tend to be more along the lines of helpful ones. The only reason why we got the harm spell that we do is because it's all like, hey, we need that in order to do stuff. Anyways, I just picked up a key. And we now have a map. Excellent. Now let me just doubly make sure that there's nothing in the middle areas here. Furthest I've ever seen in this game was when I'm watching my elder brother, who owned the Sega Genesis, by the way, watching him play, and he got really far in the game, but I've never seen the end game. I think at one point I had looked it up, like years ago, but until then, it was very much one of those, it's been sitting in the back of my mind sort of things. But anyways, I believe this guy is our master. Buck, you got my note. I hope the other students come promptly. Let's go to the practice room. I'd like to demonstrate the first sorcerer spell, Stun. We've already used that one. Glorious, like 5 frames a second frame rate. I see we are all here, even Darius and Physic. Thank you for joining us, gentlemen. Today's topic is Stun. It takes very little energy to cast and does little damage. As you gain experience, it will become the spell of last resort. Stun has a range of about 10 feet and gives your enemy a painful jolt. I will demonstrate. Sure you want to be casting that in the direction of your students? You are ready to use the stun spell. I have a task for each of you. Buck, Axthal at the Temple of Nexus has asked to see you. When you're finished there, come back and I'll give you your assignment. There's a Nova. And just kind of unceremoniously tossed outside. Thanks, old man. But now, since we have the map, we can actually take a look at the world. It is fairly large, if I'm not mistaken. It's like each of those large cluster of brown is towns. And it can take a little bit of time to get from point A to point B, especially depending on what route that you are forced to take. Because as you can see here, the City of Mind has very little directions of which that you can leave it. Like, I believe that the best way you can do so is by ship. And even then you're out in the big blue wet thing. And, things can get nasty out there. Anyways, we've been asked to go to the Temple of the Mind. Or Temple of Nexus. That's not the thing. Enter. Yeah, this place seems sinister, doesn't it? Thalmus has told me that you are reaching some skill with your early training. He has instructed you on your first combat skill. This is a dangerous time for a young sorcerer. You must choose the path of truth. The quick and easy path of void is all too tempting. May Nexus's eternal strength be with you. Tome taken. Anything pertaining to my quest? Can you give me information that will aid in my dealing with the quest, or on my dealings with the Temple of Nexus? Would you like me to tell you the story of creation? Nexus's creation of the world? No, I think we're good. No, not at all. Very well then. Devote your life to Nexus, my son. He focuses the power of the art and is in turn the focus of all things. If you find any rings of power, you must surrender them to the temple. Nexus is testing man to see if we'll return them. I'm done now. Read your tomes for more. That's neat. Hey, other dude in the cloak. Yopa, the sorcerer of the Order of Brain, is in peak form and looks full of vigor. How are you doing the examination? Temple of the most important thing in the world. Find any rings, surrender them. Okay then. Well, I guess we can look at the paper. And lo, a beam of pure white light did appear, and within it the pure and holy form of Nexus. And he said unto us, this is holy ground. That's, descriptive. I think we gotta go get our assignment proper now. Oh, nope, that's the Sorcerer's Guild. And yes, there's multiple guilds in the, separate towns. Can be a little bit annoying, especially if you're going to be directed to, oh hey, go to the Sorcerer's Guild. Thanks, game. That tells me a lot of where I need to go next. And also, you can check these individual things and whatnot, but most of the time there's just nothing of interest. Dang it. Oh yeah, and the FW, the red and blue bar that's on the screen there, that is my food and water. That is not my health. Health is only viewable in your actual menu. Yep. Hear the words of the priests. Wiser than you. You'll find a key in the room. Use it to open the chest nearby. Inside is a map of Ushkabao. Use the map to find the hermit who lives in the hills to the south. Last night, he was seen stealing the eye symbol from the academy door. You can try talking to him, but I'm afraid he's not very reasonable. If he won't give the eye to you, practice your stun spell on him. When you have the eye, bring it to me. I'll have the groundskeeper nail it to the door again. You show great promise, Buck. Nexus has graced you with a great discipline. Sorry, my reading and comprehension is out the door right now. Mind your studies, and you'll be a great sorcerer someday. Cool. So we have our task. Now, full disclosure. Remember how even those beggars could kill us? Yeah. Pretty sure even the old man that's up in this little thatched roof over here can do much the same. We better save. Save. Yes. There we go. Now, I would be playing this through a mod off of something called the Sega Master Collection off of Steam. Unfortunately, for some reason, it does not save in-game, and whenever I tried to use save states for it, it still didn't work. So, that's why I am currently emulating it. That said, let's go ahead and hit enter this ruddy little shack. What's up, sir?
You aren't one of those sorcerers, are you? I hate sorcerers. Why are you bothering me?
Do you have any information about the help on the quest?
The priests say that the rings are the center of Nexus, but they represent the very essence of his divinity. The Church of Nexus can be found at the nearest...
Okay. Cool. That's more on the topic. Okay. Class?
I'm a sorcerer, of course, not an immensely powerful one, but a sorcerer.
How are you a sorcerer and hate sorcerers? In the City of the Mind, we market our fine gems. However, they're very expensive. We also give a good price for magic mana. Town is so small, we barely need the government we have. Other than the students and staff of the academy, there are but a few farmers and merchants. Take a look at this. Buy stuff. Bribe them. Psst, how about 10 gold? Thanks. Mighty... Oh. Well, he just jumped right into wanting to murder me. So yeah, now that I have manual selected, I can actually pick what spell I want to do. I forget exactly what it is that Warn does. I will have to look that up. So let's stun him. Elgoro. Sounds like a BC fellow, doesn't he? We can very much lose to this. Always keep this in mind. Almost every single fight that we encounter for the first God knows how long, we very much have a chance of dying. Come on. Oh no. I think this is it. No? Yeah. 15 experience, you have captured 37 gold pieces and the Sorcerer's Eye. And, we totally killed a hobo. Just saying. Totally killed a hobo. Wonder if I can just camp in here. Enter the dark side, it is your destiny. It is totally not a line stolen from another thing. Quick save. It's a good point to note. Always save in this game. Always. Even when you're super confident and you have like a full repertoire of spellcasters, always save. Because you will die if you are suddenly jumped and utterly destroyed by some monsters. Don't know how many times I've died to like a random bear. Hi. Why is there a child here? Nope. Trying to talk to you. How'd you do with the examination? Can't stand here shooting the breeze all day. Let me know if you can help. I have not heard of the Master's discovery. He was on sabbatical for the last several months. He was working with a team of researchers on the legend of the Lost Rings of Power. He's going to call a meeting soon to announce their findings. Nothing more on the topic. Yeah, it's good to know. So, they do exist. Alright, Thalmus. I got the thing. You've done it well, Buck. This is the second spell of sorcery. Clue. Check with the guild masters in the guild halls to obtain your other spells. Come with me to the practice room. I have a very important announcement to make. Woo! More spells. You are the most promising of my students. If something happens to me, seek my friend Hack in the City of Division. That's not ominous in the slightest. Emino and Rokas are early as usual, and Father Yopa is here as well. But where are Darius and Fezzik? Will they keep us waiting again? Thank you all for coming. The things I must tell you are of the utmost urgency. As you may know, I have recently been researching the origins of the 6 arts. You are familiar with the stories of the powers of Rings of the Power and the Rod of Creation. Until now, these stories have been dismissed as legends, but the 6 guildmasters have uncovered evidence that the Rings of Power do indeed exist. There are 11 rings. They are the foundation of Nexus's power and the power of the 6 arts. This has frightening implications, for when the rings are together, they form the Rod of Creation, the most powerful object known to us. Void and his minions seek the rings even as we speak, You must each form parties and find them before the Void can reassemble the rod. The locations are... Darius, you've attacked me! I fear that Void's influence reached this far. Students, disperse!
Die, Thalmus.
The Master's dying words forces itself into the mind of all present, scattering them across the globe. You find yourself outside the strange city. Seek my friend Hack, was Thalmus's last request. Might you find him here? Congratulations! Buck has earned 111 experience points, reaching the Order of Reason. Yeah, you don't necessarily have levels in this, you have Orders of Reason. Titles, more or less. So now we have more hit points, and maximum power is 2,000 points. Don't really recall what it is that 2,000 power means. But I'm going to go ahead and call an episode here. Oh boy. This is just the first step. Oh, can only say while outside. This is just the first step. This is just the first step in what is supposedly going to be a long but exciting adventure. In any case, thank you everyone so very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the idea of watching me blunder through this one. I've barely touched it since my childhood, and even then I really didn't get all that far. So hopefully this will be one of those games that I actually end up finishing again from my childhood. So thank you everyone so very much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care. Cheers.